Welcome to another episode of Spooner's Vlog, the Christmas special in fact. This one is going to be a little bit of a catch up to show you exactly what we've been doing in between all of the other episodes. We have been all over the place this year and I don't think I've managed to get back onto Northwick since way back in May, and that's where I want to be fishing to try and eventually, hopefully, get James's. Well, back on at Northwick again. I've got to say, it's not all sunshine and roses. After that, the last vlog that you saw, when I had that wicked trip, having the big un, one of the big uns. But here we are now, I'm 48 hours into another trip, and not managed a bleep, nothing. I'd like to say the lake switched off and it's now fishing hard, but a couple of the other lads, in fact, almost everyone else that's fished in the time I've been here has had a bite. So the guy who runs it, he's had one this morning. My mate Terry popped down for an overnight, he caught one as well. So it's still doing bites. And I've got to say, this morning I was on an absolute herd of fish. I know that's not the right collective term for a group of fish, but there was so many showing out here. I had a zig in position and I thought it was a matter of time, but it just hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. It's the monkey's fault. Little idiot. Now, I've had it pointed out to me that during the last vlog, I said the word James's about 946 times. James's. James has got some scales down his lateral flank as well. Then had it said to me that lots of you won't know what James's is. Now, I've been doing a series on sipography for a little while, a couple of years probably, is how long it's been going on. And it was called the Miracle Baby, and that's what this James's is. It was put in here at a tiny weight of, I think it was £4.6 or £4.12, and within 7 years it was a 40-pounder. It's since gone on to weights on 3 occasions, I think, of over 50 pounds, but ordinarily it's caught between 46 and 49 pounds. So it's an incredibly big carp, but it's also unique, not just for its rapid weight growth, but it's the length of the thing. I think Dave Levy measured it when he caught it, and I'm sure it was either 4 foot long or incredibly close to 4 foot. And the amount of times I just find myself looking at this picture, I've got a picture of it here. Aaron, who was on the vlog last week, he's actually had it a couple of times because he's greedy and selfish. Unlike me, I'm incredibly unselfish. I'm letting everyone else catch it first. But that is James's. And as you can see, he's a pretty special, unique old carp. Well, not old, young carp, but I just want that moment. That is what, it's not, I wouldn't say it's what I go carp fishing for. I don't ordinarily target one specific fish, but I've done it a few times whilst carp fishing. And this is probably the longest it's taken to get that result. A few of the others have taken sort of 3 years, but I'm just entering my 4th season on the lake. But it is going to be so worthwhile when I do get my turn. And do you know what? I feel closer now than I've ever felt. I'm fishing at a period when he often does a capture. First week of May, he's absolutely prone to making his first trip up of the season. I've seen him in this bay whilst I've been here this trip. So while it's going dreadfully this trip, as a wise man once said, it only takes one bite. And when there's only really one that you want, this session could still turn out to be a massive success. I've got about another 15 or so hours. I'm in the office tomorrow, so we've got a little bit of time left. And who knows, he might just be a bite away. One last look. That's the James's. Hey, so funny. Just on the phone to Luke, my mate opposite, and I've only just put my zig back out in open water, and one showed. I've gone, that's on me, I'm sure that's on me. And Luke's like, yeah, it is. I saw you cast it. And I could see where the bubbles were coming up. I'm going, oh no, it's gone left. And then the bobbin just dropped back a bit. Thanks for your help. Undead Malaysia. Oh. Cheers. No, I don't want your help. I don't want your help, mate.
No, don't want me help. You know, just got a film to make, you know.
This is what happens. Get people to undo your laces for you.
Yeah.
I've been so organised today.
Obviously.
Obviously. Oh, this is a joke.
You're going to ask me to pull him up? I've only just stuck the coat on.
This is how smooth we do it here.
Oh, that's wrong shoulder.
Don't matter. Right, I'm just going in. What's my net? The net's on a log. Let's go into just because of this angle. Tell you what, after a couple of nights of what can only be described as very frustrating fishing, it's nice going into the last night, not only getting off the mark, but getting off the mark with a really lovely carp. Now, it wasn't the most conventional fight, stroke, filming, stroke, landing of a carp I've ever done, but ultimately, we won the day. That is... That's 28.14. That'll do. Well, I'm not going to lie, I thought I was staring a big old blank in the face. They just weren't behaving normally, couldn't get a bite on loads of shows this morning. And it's the polar opposite. One show, instant bite, just under £29. Not only am I buzzing to be off the mark, but it gives me confidence for the night ahead. The rig's already back in position perfectly. Yes, happy days. Well, I might have gone to bed full of confidence, but absolutely nothing has happened. Just one roe carp out there last night, took a liking to me bait. They were so active as well. I was hearing carp everywhere, over my bottom bait rod on the island, round in the bay, out in front. Just felt like a matter of time before it was going to go, but it didn't happen. Never mind, be back here next week, but I reckon the next time you'll see me I'll be probably having to do some work in the office, so until then, tatty bye. I was right all those months ago after all. So what am I up to in the office today? Well, myself, Dovey and Toby, we're in the recording studio preparing the voiceover for season 7 of Monster Carp. Well, welcome to a behind the scenes look at Monster Carp. The last time you saw one of these we were at Lake Graviers, and it was the last time that myself, Dovey and Al were there as a trio. Now, we have been asked a hell of a lot. What's happening with Monster Carp? Is it continuing now that Al's not about? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's only going to be with me and Dovey. We've already filmed 3 episodes for season 7. We've been to 3 different destinations across Europe, including where we are now in Italy. Yeah, just in Venice for Monster Carp. Let's come this way. We're going to one of them in a bit. Me and Dovey, little bit romantic. Not your average thing, you see. We're just literally walking through Venice with all the kit on our way to Parco del Brenta for Monster Carp. Not the easiest place to navigate ourselves from and to, but we'll get there. We have got amongst some fish though, and we've had a couple of special ones to boot, so all in all, it's gone pretty well. Tactics wise, for me, I opted to go with solid bags. Now, not only is it a method that I'm comfortable with using, I've used it a lot, but I've also used it on this lake in the past and know for a fact that lots of bites get caught on it. Lots of fish get caught on it even. However, I did have a chat with Rob Burgess before I came on this trip. He uses solid bags a lot more than me. And I just wondered what rigs he was playing around, because he's one for definitely tinkering. When he's getting plenty of bites, he plays around with his rigs even more to try and turn 5 bites into 10. And he told me that the Longshank X in a tiny little size 8 is what he's been using. So he showed me how he was doing it. He was whipping the braid into place off the shank of the hook, real short hair, little knotless knot with a tiny bit of shrink tube. 4.5 inches of supernatural, which is the same as what I use anyway. And his reasons were, it's very aggressive when turning, turns instantly when you try it on the palm test, but also, and a thing that I've certainly found, is that small hooks definitely lead to more bites. And I have to say, I've been very impressed. Every bite that I've had has found its way to the bank, and that little size 8 has not only held up to some really big fish, but it's been absolutely nailed every single time. Give it a go. Now we've also got a new director for this season of Monster Carp, a guy called Ross. He's a non-angler, never fished at all, but throughout the series he's been having a little go with predator fishing, but on this one he got to grips with his first ever carp. Gotta say, he looks like an angler of the future to me.
Oh, he's a proper little carp.
How many have you had, Duffy?
Ross's first carp.
Well, the days have been pretty quiet in Italy on the fish front, but the nights have been another story. Go on, mate. You go back. He didn't want his photo taken.
On a very regular basis, I get messages on Instagram saying that I'm living the dream, getting to work with you, Spooner. And, you know, Monster Carp. Oh, God. It's worth it, isn't it, mate?
Effort equals reward. Solid bags in the rain, we've rebaited, we've got a solid back out there. The next bite might be £70. Always got to keep going. Sorry, Luke. But for now, that is all I'm allowed to tell you about this trip. But just know, come the summertime, me and Dovey will be back with season 7 of Monster Carp. See you then. Good night. It's been so good to be back out filming Monster Carp again, and both Dovey and I are so excited to show you the new show. It's definitely got a different dynamic about it because it's just Dovey and I, but it's created something else. It's created something totally new. And when it hits the telly again in July, I am absolutely positive you are all gonna love it. And as you can probably tell from here, I'm back on Northwick for the first time since May. Setting up in the dark last night was no problem at all. Didn't lose me head, fished very effectively. Now look, I'm always confident when I'm fishing. I like to think that as long as you've got rigs in the water, then there's a chance. I got here at 2. It took a long time to sort my kit out because I've not even looked at it since coming back from Monster Carp. I've had to tie rigs, I've had to find 3 different spots in a very, very weedy Northwick. I've then proceeded to have to cast out in the total pitch black in a 40-mile-an-hour crosswind. Not very far, sort of up to about 12 wraps, but I'm telling you now, if I get a bite tonight, it will be one of the biggest miracles as it's Christmas since the birth of Jesus Christ to a virgin. How about that? But whilst we're sat here, it's Christmas, obviously. I thought it's the right time just to talk about how the year's been in general and just to, I suppose, give some highlights that I've got from filming Spooner's vlog. It was all a bit new to us, not something we'd ever done before until the start of the year. And obviously it's far more relaxed than a lot of the other projects that I'm lucky enough to work on. So I want to give 3 big highlights in reverse order, save the best till last. And I think in at number 3, and I'm hoping my family don't see this, but in at number 3 was definitely the time I got to film up at Westmoor Carp Fishery, stayed in the luxury lodge on the new Jackie's Pool, that new fishery that Lee had built in memory of his late mum. We had this beautiful cabin, and literally it was 3 steps to where my rods were fishing. And not only, regardless of what we caught, you know, a couple of the kids caught 20-pounders, but regardless of that, to get to spend quality time in beautiful surroundings with my family, doing, obviously, fishing, what has always been a massive love of mine. When you get to pull all that together, it creates very, very special memories. And it's not, like I say, it's not the fish I caught, it's perhaps some of the pictures that Lewis got where we were just simply sitting outside, enjoying the nice warm evenings, toasting marshmallows on the little fire. Great memories that will last, not only for me forever, but hopefully for my kids as well. Number 2, and it is tricky because these 2 were very, very close, but number 2 will have to be the Norton Disney Challenge. We went there with 48 hours at our disposal, and the plan was to catch a carp from every lake on the complex. And at first I thought it was going to be, I wouldn't say mission impossible, because any challenge has got to be difficult, but it's got to be achievable. You don't want to set the bar ridiculously high. But even so, I'd wet a line on most of the lakes up there and been lucky enough to catch fish, but not in such a short space of time, trying to dot around everywhere and walking it all as well without driving. God knows how many miles we covered in the couple of days. But I think we had almost 20 fish from the complex. We did tick every box, we did catch from every lake, but I think I had 13 fish out of Pettit's alone. All but 1 were over 20 pound, most were over 25 pound, and topped by that mega 31 pound common. And it highlights how special that little part of angling was, that little bit of fishing was for that amount of time. And then finally, it's got to be the trip out to Gigantic. I know it's the last vlog that's been out, it's the last one you will have seen, but it was such, not only the fishing, Gigantic is a special lake for me. I've fished it for over 10 years. I'd always wanted to catch one of the big uns, but because of COVID, it also tied in with not seeing any of my European colleagues for the best part of 2 years. So to not only have a great trip catching some lovely carp, but to, again, spend quality time with all the lads from across the water, and then to top it all with the spotty leather at 63 pound. Again, like I mentioned before, they're memories that will just last an absolute lifetime. So some of you might be watching this now that have not even seen any of the other vlogs. I urge you to have a little look, see what you think, and trust me, there's plenty more to come. We are going to be carrying these on into next year, but for now, I'm going to sit here and try and tempt one of the very special perch at Living. I've been lucky enough to have them to over £3 out of here in the past, and if I can't catch a carp at the minute, it will be lovely to nick one of them. I promised this to be a Christmas vlog, didn't I? This bivvy does not say Christmas. Yet. No, this is not it. This is the Christmas bomb. Get ready! That's more like it. Lovely bit of tinsel, some fairy lights. I've even got a wreath as well. Got a Lynx Africa. Every year. Let's get the kettle on, shall we? There's only some Baileys in it. Well, there you go. That is the last in the year's supply. No, that is last in the... Well, there we go. That is the last episode of Spooner's vlog for 2021. And like I said before, it will be back next year. And we have already got some pretty cool plans of some venues and some ideas that we're going to be doing. But This is all about you as well. So if you've got any ideas, any places you'd like us to go, then please stick some comments below, and any that we think we can do, we absolutely will. All that's left for me to say is Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and if you haven't liked and subscribed already, then make sure you do. Cheers.